Welcome to Bookspace. What makes an action right or wrong? Today, we're exploring that very inquiry. Ethics, the moral principles that govern a person's behavior, play a crucial role in every decision we make. It's a profound field that has been studied since ancient times. One of the most influential works on ethics is the Nichomachean Ethics, a collection of 10 books written by the Greek philosopher Aristotle. To unravel this, we delve into the ancient wisdom of Nichomachean ethics, propounded by Aristotle. Aristotle's Nichomachean Ethics doesn't provide a set of rules. Rather, it encourages us to ask, what kind of person should I become? This profound question leads us to the heart of Aristotle's philosophy. At its core is the concept of eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing or the good life. For Aristotle, eudaimonia is not a fleeting moment of happiness or a temporary state of pleasure. It's a comprehensive, lifelong goal that involves fulfilling our human potential and truly flourishing as beings of reason and virtue. This brings us to Aristotle's theory of virtue ethics, which places a great emphasis on character. Instead of focusing on individual actions, Aristotle asks us to consider the kind of person we should be. He argues that our character, the sum of our virtues and vices, ultimately determines the quality of our lives. So what are these virtues that Aristotle speaks of? They are qualities like courage, temperance, and justice. But virtues aren't just about having these qualities. It's about using them in the right way, at the right time, and for the right reasons. This is where Aristotle's golden mean comes in. The golden mean is the desirable middle between two extremes, one of excess and one of deficiency. For instance, courage is the mean between recklessness and cowardice. Too much courage and you're reckless. Too little and you're a coward. But just the right amount, that's courage. But the golden mean isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It's personal. What's courageous for one person might be reckless for another. We must find our own means, our own balance. This is the essence of Nichomachean ethics. It's not about ticking off a list of good deeds or following a set of rules. It's about becoming the best version of ourselves by cultivating virtues and finding our own balance between excess and deficiency. In essence, Aristotle urges us to strive for a balanced character, not just isolated good actions. But how does one achieve this balance? How does one become virtuous? Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher, believed that virtues are not innate, but rather, they are developed and nurtured over time. To him, becoming virtuous is a process, akin to learning a new skill. It's not about being born with a certain moral compass, but about training oneself to navigate life's ethical landscape. This is where the concept of phronesis or practical wisdom comes into play. Phronesis isn't about knowing the difference between right and wrong in theory. It's about applying that knowledge in practice in the real world, where situations are often complex and multifaceted. It's about making morally good decisions in the face of life's many ambiguities. Imagine you're an artist. You don't become proficient overnight. You spend countless hours practicing, honing your skills, refining your techniques. It's the same with virtue. You have to practice it, cultivate it, until it becomes second nature to you. But it's not just about practice, it's also about reflection. Aristotle believed that we must continually reflect upon our actions and decisions, learning from our successes and failures. This introspection, along with practice, is what shapes us into virtuous individuals. So when you ask, how does one become virtuous? The answer lies in consistent practice and reflection. Aristotle suggests that virtues, like skills, are acquired through consistent practice and reflection. So, what have we learned about the Nichomachean ethics? Well, we've delved deep into Aristotle's philosophy, exploring his vision for a life well lived. He taught us that the ultimate goal isn't wealth, fame, or power, but flourishing, or eudaimonia in Greek. This isn't a fleeting feeling of happiness, but a deep, enduring state of fulfillment that comes from living a virtuous life. We've also looked at Aristotle's emphasis on character and moral virtues. He saw virtue not as an abstract concept, but as a practical guide to life. Virtue for Aristotle lies in the golden mean, the balance between excess and deficiency. Lastly, we've seen how Aristotle believed in the development of virtues through practice. He argued that we become virtuous by doing virtuous acts, just as a musician becomes skilled by practicing their instrument. In Aristotle's view, The path to a good life is not through a checklist of rules, but through a lifelong pursuit of balance, virtue, and wisdom. Stay in book space. See you in next book soon.